Hello everyone, it's Belladonna and Weepsy again. Yes, Weepsy hard at work she is. Such a long day. And she is here to sort of kind of help me talk a bit more about records again. Now, we are going into the cool direction. This was another original. It was a 2-album release back in its day. I was very excited to find this. I don't know how easy it is always to find these. So Pink Floyd, a nice pair. Look at that. I was so very, very, very excited. I don't know if I've mentioned it often or not, but I am a massive, massive fan of Syd Barrett. Now, Pink Floyd in general, I love Waters, Gilmour. Pink Floyd is amazing. There's no doubt about it. But Syd Barrett, the man himself, the madcap laughs, baby. The tragic, bizarre life, interesting life of Syd Barrett. Recently read the book, was it an Irregular Head, or rather Irregular Head, something like that? A sort of biographical thing about Syd. And it sort of dispels with a lot of the man, the myth, the legend stuff, and paints a very interesting and unique picture of the man. And of course you have both albums here, Saucerful of Secrets and Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Piper first, Saucerful second. Syd Barrett. You know, a lot of people I've met who are into Pink Floyd really don't know a lot about the Syd Barrett, and it is different, but it is not at the same time. It does mark a very different era of musical history. Yeah, if you don't know the Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd, or Syd Barrett on himself, some of his very little bit of solo work he did, just special. Special in the way of like Lou Reed and Bowie and whatnot. Syd Barrett. Alright, this was such a cool find. I was so excited about this. Moving on. Oh yes, alright. I don't want to hear anybody's BS about this one, because this is going back to one of my all-time favorite directors, period. David Lynch's Dune. I know. There's a new version. I've not had a chance to see it yet. Looks really cool. But I love this film. I know Mr. Lynch has his own issues with this. When you know his reasons, it's understandable. But to me, when I first saw this at a very young age, this was science fiction. As one who loves Star Wars, Star Trek especially, I love those things. But this, before I knew who David Lynch was when I was so very small, this was just beauty and amazement to me. It still is. The music done by the supergroup Toto, and Brian Eno's in there as well. But Dune is freaking awesome. I love this film and I love the music. I love the cut version. I love the extended version. I just love it. And Mr. Lynch, all due respect, sir. I get your reasoning, I totally do. But you have influenced me in so many ways, and this one did it too. And I love the artwork. Beautiful stuff. You got Mr. McLaughlin there, Count McLaughlin, and I was so excited to find this particular copy. I think it's cool as can be. So speaking of Mr. David Lynch, alright. Everything David Lynch to me is perfection. I adore David Lynch's work. There's nothing I do not like. I have no negatives. Sure, you could say there's some that are your favorites and less favorites, whatever. But everything from the earliest of days to the perfect movie like, say, The Elephant Man, to the amazingness of Twin Peaks, everything in between, beyond, and whatnot. However, when I found this soundtrack, this original piece, cost me a pretty penny, but good God, when I found it in heaven, everything was fine. Original copy of Eraserhead. Look at that. There's Henry there. Look at that. Eraserhead. And on the back, if you can see it, in heaven, everything is fine. No, I have no better explanation for Eraserhead than you do. I have my own thoughts and feelings of what I think it means, but the nature of such film is artwork. It's not just film, it's art. And it's interpretive, and you have to get your own feelings. Eraserhead. I've seen it so many times. I had copies of it, you know, back when it was hard to get them. Seen it in theaters. Perfect. And to find this, yes, it cost me a few. That was a moment I'm like, I didn't have to think too much, but there was a moment I'm like, oh God, I don't know. I had to have it. In heaven, everything is fine. Everything David Lynch. I assume you know David Lynch. If you do not know David Lynch, figure it out. Everything David Lynch is perfection, and in heaven everything is fine. So is finding this particular record. May have proved myself, don't recall. Alright, I've mentioned my love of Superman many times, but I hadn't had this one and I didn't think I'd find it. Superman freaking 3. Now, if you know from my previous videos, I have 1 and 2, and that's awesome. And people will say, oh, you know, 3, not so good. 4, ooh, real stinker. I don't care. It's Superman. It's Christopher Reeve Superman. First of all, Drunken Evil Superman. Christopher Reeve's awesome. Drunken Evil Superman. Sign me up. I'd sit at the bar with him. And Richard freaking Pryor. Richard Pryor. I have certain favorite comedians. He is one of the top, like, 3 ever. Richard Pryor was amazing. And one of his last public appearances, because he was very ill, was in David Lynch's Lost Highway as the garage owner. So, Richard Pryor, I realize, yes, it was ridiculous, but it's frickin' Superman 3. Look at how beautiful that is. Superman 3, I was so excited to find this and add it to my collection. Now, you're going to probably laugh at this, I don't really care. But you have to understand something too, I've never actually seen this film. I've seen clips of it. Many of these particular films I've not seen. I don't know if we could do... I've never done reactions. You know, I see reaction videos. I'd like to do these ones, but I'm afraid that Disney would kill me. Or take my head, because here you have Walt Disney's Dumbo. Look at Dumbo there. I know there was the Tim Burton flick. I've not honestly seen that. But this is the old school soundtrack to Dumbo. The reason I have this is I've seen the clips and I've heard the song The Pink Elephants on Parade. I don't know what they were smoking back then, but it must have been good because that was freaking amazing and kind of terrifying. And the song, look out, pink elephants on parade. Singing again, sorry. So, Dumbo, I just thought it was really great. I wanted that song so badly. Another one I found at like a resale shop for like nothing. This one belonged to Suzanne. We don't want to steal Suzanne's records, do we? I honestly, I'm sorry, I've not seen the film. I've seen the clips. But Pink Elephants on Parade is awesome enough, isn't it? Should I see the movie? This one, I have seen the clips of again. I don't know that I've seen the whole thing, or it's been a long time. This is just freaking cool. Same time when I found this, I think somebody who was a Disney fan had either passed away or whatever. The Legend of Sleepy Frickin' Hollow. The Headless Horseman, there he is. It's not walking, but it's good enough, right? And I love how they have you can order all your Disney records for $1.98. Look at that. This one, though, was not the same person, obviously. This belonged to somebody named Bloom. You can see it there, Bloom. Bloom was really worried their records were going to get stolen. Like, Bloom is like, this is my freaking record. Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I believe I have seen it, or at least parts of it, way back in the ancient history for me. The Sleepy Hollow song, the whatnot, is a lot of fun. And there's a Rip Van Winkle based on the Washington Irving story as well. I love this sort of thing, and I just thought it was really cool. Unfortunately, Bloom ruined some of the artwork there. But it's still quite awesome. These were finds that are not records, alright, but I found them in a record store, and I was excited, and I would love to have a player for them, but I don't have one. But I was really excited because I love the artwork. Apocalypse Now Laserdisc. Alright, a Laserdisc. If you don't know what Laserdiscs are, they predate DVDs, and they were said to be perhaps even better quality, I don't know. But it is like a giant, like, silver freaking record. Look at that, that's freaking cool. But it was something I believe was expensive, didn't catch on, the size was a problem. Oh, different reasons, but it was really cool to find it. I didn't pay very much for this at all. I was just excited. Apocalypse Now is up there in my top 10 films. And I was just excited to have it for the artwork. The horror. The horror. This is the way the world ends, man. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Did you know that the middle word in life is if? And another Laserdisc that I found, Stephen King's freaking It. Alright, the TV version, not the later version with Tim freaking Curry in it, of course. Again, the artwork alone, just having it was cool. My big silver discs there that I cannot play. But it's Stephen King's It. Now, I know that the film itself, the miniseries, is not like top-notch. Alright, it has its problems. Great actors in it, though, a lovely cast, and Tim freaking Curry will always rule. I'm a massive Stephen King fan. I may have to go over Stephen King books and films with you, because I'm a massive fan. And this was just an exciting find for very, very little bit of money. And then we have Dr. Jack Van Impe, Hell Without Hell. You don't want to know. And I thought I'd share these because these were some really cool finds. There was once upon a time something called a video disc. Alright, this is going back into the 80s. I don't think it was around for very long. I don't know how common and catchy they were to people, but I was at a sort of flea market, yes, and I found these for like nothing. I talked to the guy down. I think he was rather intimidated by my beauty. Or freaked out, I don't really know. Video discs, look it up sometime. Jaws again, look at that. Video disc, man, it's a big disc. It goes inside of a big disc player. I don't even know if you could get a player for this. It's so exciting. And then, of course, we have, again, Jaws 2 with the wonderful water skier looking artwork on it. Jaws 2, and oh my freaking god, one of the worst movies. I think worse than Revenge in its own right, but a lot of fun. Jaws 3, look at that. The shark is inside the park. Dennis Quaid famously said I was in Jaws. What? 3D. Louis Gossett Jr. You're talking about some damn shark's mother? Awesome to find these video discs. They're wonderful display pieces. Alright, I've clearly had too much caffeine. Weeps has had not enough. Thank you all for joining me. Like, subscribe, and that sort of thing. And we will see you all very soon. Bye.